Hey guys, how you doing today? This is Louis. This is Anissa's dad. Thank you for following her channel. Thank you for subscribing and doing all the notifications, buttons, and all that great stuff. Back in December of 2022, towards the end of the year, I had a really bad flare-up. It was the worst I've ever experienced, and the right side of my face went numb. I really wasn't feeling well. I was hospitalized for a week, and I was given some rescue medicine. Mostly steroids. It's called prednisone, and that was an experience. I was in the hospital for a week on prednisone, and then I was sent home for another week with like weaning off of prednisone. But I tell you, man, those steroids are heavy duty. They got the job done. I felt better within a few days. I felt better, but ultimately the brain fog was still there. My hand numbness. My hands have been numb for the last 9 years. My feet are always numb. On my left leg, I get a lot of electric shocks, a lot of just being tired and, dealing with that whole MS sort of symptom thing. But at the end of the day, I took my first infusion. And my first infusion, when I chose Ocrevus, my first infusion went pretty well for me. And I was happy with how things went. It was a clean clinic. Very helpful. The people were very kind to me. I went in and I got my first Ocrevus infusion done.
So it is like 7 o'clock at night right now. My dad is home resting, relaxing, getting ready to eat dinner. And I think today was really a very nice day, really good success. I'm so happy for him and the start of his Ocrevus journey.
So I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2013 and again in 2019. So this video is about my first Ocrevus infusion. I decided to go with Ocrevus. Up until this year, 2023, I have not taken any other medication. The only thing I have been doing was taking regular supplements of vitamin B12 and vitamin D3. And Anissa has been a great help to me in getting those delivered to me from Amazon. So Anissa, thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your platform on your page so I can make this video. Now, the first of you get 2 infusions a year, twice a year. But the first one is split into 2. So my first of the 2 was in very early May. It was super scary because they give you like the worst case scenario of what could possibly happen to you with different brain infections and different reactions, your throat closing up on you and all this great stuff. So it was pretty scary. You have a lot of anxiety going into it, a lot of prayer time, a lot of being into the word, just praying and getting to that positive space before I went for my infusion. And I really went there with a lot of peace, and I got my infusion done. The only side effect that I did experience was drowsiness because they give you like sort of like a Benadryl to knock out any possibilities of some allergic reactions, whatever. But other than that, other than being drowsy, I felt just fine. And I went home, I was fine. 4 days after my first of the one infusion, if that makes sense, the first infusion, it was pretty interesting, man, because my hands weren't numb anymore and my feet weren't numb anymore. And that was like, whoa, like what's happening? A week later, some of my brain fog was going away. 2 weeks later, I get my second of my first infusion because it's split into 2. So my second of my first, I get that. I got that infusion. Same deal as the first time, just drowsy. They come in, by the way, and they check like your blood pressure and your temperature like every 30 minutes. Just to track you and make sure you're doing okay. So that was happening for me. And they would come and check on me every so often. It runs about 4 to 5 hours for those 2. And, at the rate they were going, I felt fine. I went home, and within a week, I tell you, like 100% of my brain fog was gone. Also, when I speak, even for those who know me, I always speak with a slur, or not a stutter, but really a slur or tripping up on my words. Man, a week after my second infusion, that was out of the window. I felt like all the screens in my head were turned on and all the cylinders were running, and I was running at every cylinder, full cylinders. I felt a lot better. So for me, man, it's just been a blessing to me. This whole Ocrevus infusion has been a great blessing to me. A week after that, I actually recorded a video the week after my first infusion because I was so excited. And I was like, you know what? Let me wait a few weeks just to see how I feel. So I got my second infusion probably like the teens of May. And now here we are, the first week in June. And almost at the end of the first week of June, and I'm going to make the video now saying, guys, I feel amazing. I'm looking forward to my next MRI and my next doctor's visit to follow up and see how I'm doing. My next infusion is going to be in November, and I'm thankful for my daughter, Anissa. Thank you for following her channel, by the way, because Anissa is sharing her platform to bring awareness to multiple sclerosis. And maybe I'll make a video about how I got diagnosed. I think I'll do that. You know, generally people of color, you don't see too often people of color speaking about multiple sclerosis. And I believe there's a lot of undiagnosed people with multiple sclerosis, right? So I'll make a video one day about how I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and all that great stuff. It's, you know, it's just super important that we have more awareness in the Black community. And I've noticed they have some campaigns running now about the same things. As an Afro-Latino, in my community, I tell people have multiple sclerosis. They're like, multiple what? I'm like, multiple sclerosis, MS. So I try to bring a lot of awareness now to my community, my church community, and just bringing that sort of positive vibe. So I think I'm gonna make a video on the whole aspect of how I got diagnosed and what that was like. But yeah, ultimately, my two of my first infusion went amazing. My brain fog is gone. I can think more clearly. My hands are not numb anymore. I have a lot more energy. I'm still continuing my regimen with the vitamin D, the B12. I'm working out in the gym, getting back to working out, lifting weights, being fit. I've been in the park with the kids, running up and down. I could beat about all my kids except for my 23-year-old when she warms up. But other than that, I can outrun all of my 7 children. They all run super fast. But it just shows about the process and, you know, the whole healing process, you know, just feeling better overall and getting back out there. So I always say, if you don't use it, then you lose it. And I'm trying my best to use every cylinder that I have. I waste everything that I got every single day, and just make sure that, you know, I'm giving every day my all. So continue to follow Anissa's page for more updates. I'm gonna do another update probably in about a month or so, just talking about how I feel then at that middle mark. And then in November, I have my second infusion, and I'll make a video after that is completed as well. Okay, so God bless you guys. Thank you for following her page. You can subscribe. You can also follow me right here at Evangelist Negron on Instagram. Evangelist Negron, Negron. You can follow me on Instagram. Be a part of my journey, my health journey. And you guys can always reach out, man. If you have any questions, concerns, like, hey, I have a question about this, concerned about how I did certain things or whatever it is. And of course, we know that multiple sclerosis really is a snowflake, condition. And why? Because every person is different. There are no two that are exactly alike, right? So what works for me may not work for you, but ultimately, I want to make sure that I'm sharing my experience for the person that it will work for, right? So be conscious of that. Of course, everything you do, speak to your doctor about taking vitamin D. Any supplements you take, B12, it's a big yes to speak to your doctor before you do anything. And I'll talk a bit about my diet in the next one as well. You know, cutting down meats, cutting down dairies, all that great stuff. I feel amazing. God is so good. As a Christian man, I'm super grateful to the Lord for him using doctors and medicine to be able to bring us to this place of healing. Amen. So I hope you're encouraged today. For those who have multiple sclerosis or are supporting people with multiple sclerosis, I'm going to drop some more videos right here on this page. God bless you guys, and thank you for following. All right, I'll talk to you soon.